So this training is just going to be mainly on that, helping members find a name for the temple. So, and just as a little side note is I hope that each of you can become an awesome temple and family history consultant. And I put sick in there because my younger grandkids say that now the word is sick instead of awesome. So I'm not sure what your word is, but, and here's the Washington, D.C. temple, and that's one of my favorite temples, and I just wanted to put that on to show that that's really what we're trying to do, is to get names to take to the temple. Even though, you know, right now we can't go to the temple, this is a great time to be working on this. So what I love is that when you're a temple and family history consultant, you can help members become a savior on Mount Zion. And I love this quote from Gordon B. Hinckley. He said, "We literally become saviors on Mount Zion." What does this mean? Just as our Redeemer gave his life as a vicarious sacrifice for all men, and in so doing became our Savior, even so we, in a small measure, when we engage in proxy work in the temple, become as saviors to those on the other side who have no means of advancing unless something's done in their behalf by those on earth. So I love that we are doing this, and we do become saviors in a small way, something that we can remember. And then in April conference this year, President Nelson said, "While worshiping in the temple is presently not possible, I invite you to increase your participation in family history, including family history research and indexing." And so what I'm going to really talk about today, this is like how you research your family history. So it's a little more advanced, but I know all of you can handle this. So first off, I just wanted to show how that you can have success in your calling. And this is what I'm really adamant, and I really want each of you to have a good experience with this. A lot of times we'll have members of the ward that are family history consultants, and they don't really know what to do, and so they don't do anything like in their whole calling. And so I really want you to have success, and you just feel a lot better if you are able to do that with a calling. So first of all, just a couple things. First of all, if you don't have your own Family Search account, you'll want to make sure and get that. And then you'll want to add your living ancestors and then connect to your deceased ancestors. So if you don't have a Family Search account, it's kind of interesting. You have to add all of your living, you know, your fathers, grandparents that are still living, a mother, and before you can actually connect to your deceased ancestors. And so that's something that sometimes people have a hard time with. So there's going to be duplicates of living ancestors, but it's just because of the private space that Family Search wants. They haven't decided to open that up. Another thing that you can do just on your own is become familiar with Family Search, and there's some helper resources I'll be showing you. And then I create quite a few YouTube, they're just really short YouTube videos because I don't like really long things. This is a playlist I shared last time. It's for the mobile app, just if you have questions about that. Then there's also a playlist for just the Family Search website in general, and I'll show that to you in a minute when I go live. And then the last thing though, and a really, really important thing that you're going to each want to do is you want to get your free partner access accounts. These are worth, I used to pay $300 a year for Ancestry. And do you know, as members of the church, you get all of these genealogy sites free every year. And so they are probably worth over, I don't know, like $1,500 a year. I mean, but you're going to go to this link, familysearch.org/partner access. And then these are the sites. So you get Ancestry for free. And this one is really strong in US and England and a lot of other areas of the world. This Find My Past started in England, so that's a really good one. I'm going to be showing you some of these just really quickly. So it's really good if you have England ancestors, and also it has US too. My heritage was actually started over in Israel, and so it's really good, really strong over in that area, but also has US records and all kinds. American Ancestors is New England. The fillet, I always think of a steak when I see that, but it's That's actually more French, and then this GeniaNet's a little bit more French too. So that's just kind of a quick overview, but if you go to that link I provided before, you can just click on those and join, and you'll have free accounts. And this will really, really help you with helping other people. And I'll show you in a minute. It's crazy how easy it makes it. Okay, so just a few steps to follow to help members find a name. I don't know if you have a committee in your ward, but your committee might assign you a few members. So you'll want to contact the members. And the number one thing really to do is ask them to pray about who's ready to have their work done. This is something that my husband, Scott's mother, came to me one day and she said, "No, I just been really thinking about my great aunt. Her last name's Guy." And just from that, we found like 30 names that she could take to the temple just because she had really been thinking about it. And I'm sure it was a spirit telling her, you know, you need to work on this side. And so it was really a neat experience. So then you'll want to make sure when you contact a member for the first time, you know, see if they have a Family Search account, see if they're connected, like I talked about. If not, you could help them do that for the first time. And just remember, they have to add their living ancestors before they can connect to their deceased if they're in there. Okay, so I started thinking, what's the best way to, one thing to help people, you might want to prepare a little bit before you meet if you have time. This is something that we always really tried to do, but I was even thinking in your all situation, I know you're really busy with school, might be something that you just meet together. You might not be able to prepare before, but even if you meet together, you'd have a good experience, you know, in some of these things I'm going to show you that you can do. So always be prayerful and create a plan if you can. So, and you're going to go, what you're going to do is go to Family Search, sign in and click on Help Others. You see that over there is the top right, this little button there. And I'm going to show you that in a minute live, but you just help others. And then this pops up and you're going to go, what you're going to do is try this planner. What this is Family Search has come up with great helps for family history consultants where you can kind of keep track of who you're helping and what you helped them with. And so it's really nice because then you can always come back to Family Search and find it. And then this is the planner, and I'll show you this too in a minute live. And on the right hand side, you can add someone right there. And what happens when you click on that is then you'll put a name in and it tries to find the ward. And so if you're helping someone in the ward, their name should just pop up. You can click on them and then send them an invite. And then what happens is that now, so when I invited my husband just to do a demonstration, it says he was invited and now he accepted. And so now I can look at his family history. So let's go ahead and go live because that's more fun. Let's see, so here we are. So this is like I told you before, I clicked on the Help Others that was there on the previous page when you first go to Family Search. And then what's really nice, this is actually all for y'all that are family history consultants. So you can see, different articles from Family Search. There's what's new at Family Search. I like to keep up on those just because I do a lot of trainings. There's communities, I'm just gonna let you look at some of these because I'm not gonna go over this that much. But down here's the calling information. So if you have time and wanna look through these and see, a little bit more about what your calling is all about. And then there's also trainings right here, how to use Family Search, indexing. And then right here, I wanted to show you just a couple playlists, and I put links in there in the handout. That's what it's called. And these are actually Family Search tips. These are just things that I've created quite a while ago. Some are quite a while, just like how to create an account, how to add living and deceased ancestors. This is about the consultant planner that we're talking about, how to merge duplicates. There's like over 31 little short videos, because like I said, I don't like really long ones. And then this one here I shared, and this one's just all about the Family Search mobile app, because you can do so many things just from your mobile app too, which is awesome on that. So anyway, I just wanted to show you some of those just when you come to the page so you can see all that's available, because like my husband said, there's so much. All right, so now we're going to get into the fun stuff though, okay? So here is my husband, and what I do once they've accepted the invite, I'm just going to click on him. And what's really nice about this is going to take me, hopefully, into, it's still spinning, okay, into, so now I'm into his, you know, his tree. I mean, Family Search is one big tree, but now I'm going to be able to see specifically his ancestors and be able to help him from here. And so it's amazing. Like, this has probably been like this the last 6 months or so, maybe a little bit longer, but they keep making it better all the time. And so if you look on this left-hand side, it's discovery ideas. So this just on the right-hand side shows some different discovery. If you, sometimes you might, I don't know how many of you get emails from Family Search. You can sign up to get emails and notifications. And this is just, you know, like learn about which of this person's ancestors made the trek as a child, as a pioneer. I don't have on, my husband has pioneer ancestors. I don't on mine, LDS pioneers. But anyway, they're just a lot of different things. And this isn't really what we're going to focus on, but you could look at these too, just to become familiar with some of these. But what's really neat is down here is what is going to help you the most. So down here are different record hints. And this says, you know, like right here, it says, these record hints might be able to verify whether the information about a person is correct and add sources to prove it. And that's one thing as family history consultants, it's really like kind of just doing like a research paper. I mean, you're just going to be making sure the family looks like they, you know, like it makes sense, or the parents born before they had children, you know, or things like that. Sometimes it gets messed up like that. So using these hints is like the best way to get started. And this over here says these record hints might be able to add new information about a person and sometimes find another person. And that's what we're trying to do, is find a person, a new person to take to the temple. And then down here are actually temple opportunities. So this one, it says it's ready to be taken to the temple, but you might still need to look at that, make sure there's no duplicates, and maybe do a little research on that person. And you might find more people that way too. So all of these are like such good hints without even having to, you know, I won't even tell you what it used to be like to try to help people. This just makes it a lot easier. So that's what you're going to really use. Another thing, just really quick on this left, before I show you a little bit of research, is you can see their tree as well in a fan chart view, which a lot of people like this. You can see where, you know, what birth countries they're from, all the sources. And that looks like your line's doing good there. Lots of sources. Stories, you know, people are adding stories and photos, which is awesome. And then research helps. This even shows different research helps. And then ordinances. But then the other two things over here, so this is what I like about this planner, is you could come and say you're helping someone. You go ahead and when you help them, create a note so that next time you come back, you remember what you want to tell them, or what you want to, you know, what you want to focus on, or just what you did. Like if you meet and you haven't been able to plan ahead, you could just go in there and just put what you did, because sometimes it's so hard to remember. And then this is actually a plan, which I'm going to show just kind of at the end, that you can make up and say, if you do it ahead, say, okay, I'm going to work on this person, like this one here. Oh, I'll just open it now, might as well. This one I did research, and that's what I was going to show right now after I show you this, is that I made up a plan. I looked at some of his ancestors and found some places and, you know, steps that I'm going to take, which I'm going to show you right now so you can kind of see how this works. So, okay. And yeah, if you have questions, please put it in the chat or just ask us at the end. I'm getting closer. Okay. All right. So now what we want to do, I want to go, so this is actually the fun part here. So I'm going to go ahead. I looked at one of those record hints, like back on that other page, and I found someone, and I thought, well, let me just look at this and see if I can find, you know, anything on this ancestor to see if I can take that name to the temple. So I'm going to, so this is every, let me just type this in. Every ancestor has their own record number. PID number is what they call it. And so I was looking at this person for my husband, and I'm just going to click on him, and I'm going to go, the best way to research is right from their person page, and I'll show you. So it's this page right here with the details. Okay, so you can, so when I saw this one, I thought, okay, let's just, what you want to do is just kind of look at it. Like he was born in 1805 in Hildersham, Cambridgeshire, England. You know, I don't have any death, so I'm wondering when he died. There's also, what's really neat about like England is there's census records, and those are amazing. And it looks like, okay, somebody found them on the 1841 and 1851. So that's kind of cool. And then it looks like James Simpson's is married to Rhoda Simpson. I'm kind of thinking, was that really her, was that her maiden name, or was that her, you know, name, like her? Sometimes they did marry with the same last names, but that's kind of like, I wonder about that. And I don't have a marriage right there. So I'm kind of like, and then I just look at these other kids. You kind of look and say, oh, that looks pretty good. They got married. We don't know when they were married yet, but probably before 1826. But anyway, it just gives us their kids. So kind of cool. So I have a lot, but let me show you. And this is just something that you'll need to come look at too. So that's the details on that person. You can also look, this is where you really want to focus, is finding sources. And this just shows there's already 16 sources, which sounds like a lot. But as you look at them, a lot of these are duplicates. Like these are parish registers. Those are like baptism registers from England, which are really good. There's multiple people. I mean, there's duplicates in here. So anyway, but that's something you can look at just to kind of get an idea, kind of start putting the person together, you know. And you actually have a timeline here too that you can look at to see if everything's making sense. So, but over here on the right-hand side, you've got this column or this top part that says research help. And you can see there's 21 research helps there, and you can click on that, and it comes up with, it first tells you that there is a possible duplicate. And I'm not going over that today. I do have a video on that. And if you run into that, let me know. I wouldn't mind helping you. And then these are just like duplicates again of all these parish registers for a lot of his kids. So it's really duplicates. But watch as you keep coming down, look what I found right here. There's a marriage to Rhoda Whitaker. So it looks to me like that would be the right one. That's where she's from. And so you could really quick, I'm just going to show this once, just you can really quick review that. And then you can actually attach it to those, and it will automatically add their marriage, which is awesome. I love that. I don't like to type a lot. So I would say, yeah, this is the same person. And I did look at a little bit more. You want to make sure it is before you actually, and I'll just put, for a reason why I'm attaching it, is it's proof of marriage. And then I can just attach it. And now that'll come up in his sources. And then this Rhoda Whitaker, I can compare with Rhoda Simpson. And then as you can see, here it says the marriage was 6th of March, 1825, which was like a year before their first kid was born. I just put the ad, and then that automatically comes over, and I'll just keep proof of marriage, and I'll just attach that. So let me go back really quick. That's a quick, I do have a video on that too, how to do this. It's really easy to attach a source. Let me go back to him. I keep meaning to open it, multiple windows, I forget. And then now let me just show you what that did. So that now he has 17 sources. So that added a source. And then look right here, it added the marriage. So I've got the marriage. And I could also go to her and change her name to Whitaker now. So I would want to do that. I'm not going to do it right now because I want to show you some other things. So anyway, that's just looking at these research helps over here. So if you don't have any, you can still, what's really neat, you can still just search right here on family search. So you can click on family search, and it will come up. It will also try to go out and find records for this James Simpson. And it doesn't do as good a job right here, because you just have to look through these and see if you feel like that's the same person. and you're looking at the records, it says there's 120 of 60,000. So I don't like looking at that many records. So you can actually go to collections and look at other records that way. You can also refine the search on the left-hand side to narrow things down. And that's another lesson too. So we won't worry about that right now. But this is what I wanted to show you too. So I'm still here on James. I went back. So look at I have a Ancestry account. I can just click right there. It's going to go to Ancestry and search Ancestry's database. And it's amazing. I'll show you what comes up. So here he is. It comes up him. There he is, James and Rhoda, 1851 census. And then I love this one. I hadn't even noticed this until the first time I did it. There is James Simpson. He's from the right place. One of his daughters' name's Anne. And I can click on that and bring up, and I don't have him in the 1881 census over there on family search. And here he is. He's there living. That's his son and a grandson. In fact, let me just show you. I'll show you the image. It's really kind of fun. It's nice to pull up the images because sometimes you'll find relatives living right next door to them. So you can see, okay. In fact, I hadn't really brought it up before. Does anybody see it? It doesn't look like it's actually the right one, maybe. Oh, there it is. Okay. So it's down here at the bottom because this is, so what's really great about this one, this is Anne. This is one of his daughters, and I don't have this marriage, and I don't have her children. So I can actually add them. That's going to give me 3 more children. And then I have to go to the next page. Sorry, I hadn't really looked at this to see her. Actually, they have 3 children. Then it shows her husband, her dad, which is the father-in-law for, this always tells you like the head of the household and then how the person's related. And so this will just tell you that, gives you relationships. And we can do another one on censuses one time too. But this right here, like I said, I have his daughter and a husband for his daughter, which is this Anne. So he's living with this Anne down here, and I don't have, if you click on her, it shows that this work's been done, baptism, confirmation, endowment, but this sealed as spouse not. So that means that she doesn't even have a spouse on family search. So that's things I can add, and I just have 3 names right there. So let me really quick, one other thing, and then we're almost done. I appreciate your patience. You can also, so one thing I was going to show you here. Okay, so I've got James and Rhoda, and look, I don't have any parents for him. So I was just playing around. It's just come in and play. And so I thought, well, let's see what Find My Past. I know Find My Past has a lot of England records. So I just click on there, and I love this because it fills it out again. I don't have to do anything. You can refine the searches over on the left on all of these, but this comes up, which I was amazed. This has the 1861, 71, 1881 census. This actually says he died in 1889. I had looked at these previously, and these are the right person. But this is what got me real excited, is this is actually his parish register. So I can click on this. I know it's him because from all the census records, he said he was born in that place. So I can click on that. And what was really fun, I was telling Scott, I was like, it's neat, he was born on Christmas Day. Well, I guess he was baptized that day, not born that day. That's actually his baptism. And it has his father as John and his mother as Elizabeth. So now I've found his parents. And if you're not quite sure, you can take a few minutes and, I just know it is because of the other things I had looked at. And also on this record, there's not, for Find My Past, there's no other possibility. That's the only possibility is, and well, this James, let me show you this. This is actually, both of these are duplicates. So you do want to look at both of them because I thought, oh no, is it someone else? But then that shows his dad and his mom. So we could put those on. I don't have like a birth date in place for them, but something I could go try to find after that. So, so anyway, that's really like the research part of it, but I hope that looks easy. I mean, it is pretty easy to be able to just click, and you know, the databases are getting so amazing that they really do match. I didn't even click on My Heritage. There might be something even there on him, but I don't know. My Heritage used to have a lot of newspapers that were free, and I found a lot of interesting things about my ancestors in Chicago, Illinois. It would talk about them, you know, singing in a play or like having a dinner, you know, so that was just kind of fun to see those things on them. So anyway, that's just kind of a quick how to just find a new person. That's what we're trying to do, if at all possible, is to find something new. You also, when you're helping someone, they might just, you know, they might not be to the point, they might just need to enter their information in on their grandfather that died, and they might do their work. So it just kind of depends, but I wanted to show you. Okay. So just a couple more slides. So then so I was going to go back to the helper resources. Oh, and I already showed you this. I don't even really need to, but that's where I would fill that out. If I was doing that ahead of time, I'd fill that out and be like, oh yeah, you know, and then what you want to do is try to help them find it themselves. Just kind of say, oh, maybe click over here and, you know, and find my past or ancestry. And then you kind of let them get the surprise, you know. But anyway, okay, so just a couple other things. Is the family complete? When you're just looking at the family search site, just see if it all makes sense. Are there missing children? Do the children have a spouse? Do you have the maiden name for the mother? Look for record hints and those other things. One thing too to note is really try to find ancestors who lived like 1800s forward, because it's hard to do earlier research. So if you can at all, try to keep in mind, you know, to try to do that. So, okay, here's my YouTube playlist again. Please, I would love to help. Please text or email me or find me on Facebook and instant message me. Here's my Gmail. And if you'd like to train on award level, let me know. If you and just really let me know. I just really hope each of you have a success at this.